Hi band fans!
And welcome to this week's edition of Fan TV with On The March videos.
I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who watched last week's show, shared it, left a comment. Over 2,200 views in the very first week. Thank you so much.
Since starting On The March videos and Fan TV, we have been invited and asked to do many's a thing. But yesterday afternoon was definitely a first. We went to Windsor Park with Somme Memorial.
Yeah, the band was asked to play before the game where Linfield were being presented with the Gibson Cup. They were fantastic. They played so well.
Next up, we travelled to Crossgar on Friday evening and it was Crossgar's annual parade. They walked the street proudly showing their new banneret, and boy was it windy.
It was a blustery night. A lot of the girls, even the fellas, were struggling with the flags and their bannerets. 3 clips coming up of 3 accordion bands on show. They have Johnston Memorial from Ballykilbeg, Aughlisnafin
in their new uniform,
looking really smart, and a wee clip of Spa Accordion Band. earlier in the year we got invited by Glenn to come down and take part in Made the Parade. So if you haven't seen that wee episode, it's episode number 90. Make sure you catch up with Made the Parade. Glenn puts a podcast out more or less every week, and it's always good fun. We really enjoyed it.
It was good crack.
So after our trip to Windsor Park, then we headed on to Larne. It was Constable Anderson Memorial's annual parade.
And for them, it was a night of lasts. The last time that they would wear their current uniform at their own parade, because they're hoping to get a new uniform in the coming months. And the last time that Ghost, accompanied by his now owner Lloyd, would walk ahead of them, leading the way. And it was great to see them and the pups there as well. Pups aren't so much puppy anymore.
No, they're not. They're all getting big. So after a clip of Constable Anderson, we have a list of the parades that's coming up this weekend, and also some of the events that's on. If your band is running an event over the next lot of weeks or months, send us through the wee invite and we'll publish it for you, especially if it's a charity event. The weekly parades are not just here in Northern Ireland, but of course over the water in Scotland. And yesterday seen the turn of Whitburn Flute Band's annual parade. You can catch all the videos for it either with Nicholas Taylor or Scottish band parades, and they always do a very good job catching up with the parades there in Scotland. So we have a wee clip of Whitburn. This was taken back in 23 at Lark Hall's parade. They're wearing blue, they now wear grey, but they are a great wee band and they're always put on a good show.
2 months to Lark Hall's parade.
Won't be long.
Won't be long. Wonder who's looking forward to it. We also have a clip of the SPB, Shankill Protestant Boys. It was taken a couple of weeks ago. They were at the memorial of was it the first
Shankill Somme Association, and it was the 25th anniversary parade. So we clip of Shankill Protestant Boys. We're going to finish off.
I can't remember. Can you tell me?
So we'll have William Queen Memorial at the Lisburn Young Defenders indoor back there in March in Lisburn Orange Hall. I picked this wee clip because of the two cute wee triangle players at the front of the stage.
They did fantastic. They really did.
And no nerves, no nothing, just stood there, played away, and they were brilliant.
They were brilliant.
So thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you're enjoying the show. Don't forget to leave us a wee comment, and if you see us on the march, make sure you come up and say hello.
We will see you when we're back on the march again very, very soon. And until then, please do take care of yourselves. And don't forget to keep following us.
Following them.
Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah, we've been to remembrance parades, remembrance and memorial parades, and I said it again. Our friends at Somme Memorial were invited to play on the pitch before the parade.
It wasn't a parade, it was a football match day.
Glentoran game where Linfield were being presented with the Gibson Club.
No, it's a cup. 3 accordion bands coming up.
Yeah, 3 accordion bands on the show.
Uniform at their own parade. They're hoping to get a new uniform in the coming months. And the last time that...
Ghost. She got all sentimental.